Hi YouTube, it's me Lena, and I'm here today with my Project Pan update, plus my Pan That Palette update, which has some very exciting news, so we will get to that. But first, the Project Pan. I have 3 empties from last time, and one thing that I'm giving up on because I hate it and I never use it. I guess I'll go into that first, get that out the way. The Ulta Deep Treatment Foaming Mask. I hate this. It stinks. I lost it for a while and I was all the happier for it. I couldn't even find it to take a picture of it on Instagram, and I was complaining about it on there, and people were like, well, just throw it away. And I've told that to people many a times in Project Pants where they hate something. And I go, if you hate it that much, just throw it away. Well, life's too short to be using a shitty face mask, so this is going in the garbage. I wouldn't even pass that to somebody. Now, I will try to finish another one instead, but I don't think by the time I want this to end, I will have finished it, but I'll try. I actually just got this in my Birchbox video. It is the Marcel Clay Mask, paraben-free, gluten-free, which I don't know why glutens would be in a face mask anyway, because I'm not going to eat it. Perfume-free, hypoallergenic. So this is it right here. I have used it once, and I like it a whole lot more than that Ulta one. At least it don't stink. So, has that going for it. Now on to my empties, you know, the exciting things. First off, I finished the Milani Brow Wax. It is flat and I cannot sharpen it anymore, so there is that. Pretty good brow wax for those that are curious, if you can get it at wherever your Milani is sold near you. Next, this one actually kind of surprised me because it ended one morning while I was trying to put it on. It is the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer to go with the Stay Matte foundation that is still in here. But really do love this primer. This is actually going to be a repurchase at some point in the future once I go through a couple more primers, but yeah, finish that. And the last thing that was also a surprise because it died while I was spraying it in my hair. It is the Bumble & Bumble Hairdresser Invisible Oil. And I learned something. The nozzle of the sprayer thing doesn't go all the way down. I actually had to open it up and dump it in my hand to get the last usage, basically. So, I mean, when I say it's all gone, it's all gone. So, that's used. Now, for what I have left. I don't think these 2 things are going to be finished by the time I want to end this, which I want to end this basically around the end of June. My cat just walked in and my dog hates it. First is the Lord & Berry Silk Kajal Kohl Eyeliner. Now I know I sharpened this, but comparing it to my little paper that I have, it hasn't moved, so I don't know what's going on with that. But this is a really dry formula. I am wearing it right now, by the way. So it doesn't need to be sharpened that often, and I don't wear it every day. I have another eyeliner that I'm currently using. And actually, this is part of the same problem. It is the Jordana 12-Hour Made to Last Eyeshadow Pencil in Eternal White. I haven't sharpened this because instead of applying it to my eye where the sides would the size of the actual crayon would start scratching me quicker, I rub my finger on it and I apply it that way, so I get a lot more use out of the product, but it doesn't go down as quickly. Plus, I'm using up a color tattoo in my Finish 4 by the 4th of July. So this only gets used about every other day that I wear makeup, which, like yesterday, I didn't need more makeup, so. So those 2 might not get finished. And the 2 things that I know will get finished will probably be finished by the next update are the, God, I hope I actually brought everything. I'd be mortified if I have to go get something. Yeah, I have everything, so. I know I will finish this by next week because I am super low. It is the Miraness Concealer in Golden Cream, and that little bit right there is all that I have left, because for the longest time, you just kind of had to trust me that I was feeling the bottom of the little tub, but now you can definitely see through the bottom of the tub. So that's going to be gone soon, and I will be very sad that day. I have my Essence of Beauty Forever Paris Fine Fragrance Body Mist. And that is all that is left in it. It is very low. I got this from Ipsy last year, and I can actually get this from CVS, so I'm not too worried about it being gone. If I want it again, I can go buy it again. The Marinesse Concealer I can only get off of like Birchbox's website in Australia. I don't even know if I can get that off of Birchbox's website. I think I have to wait for it to show up on HauteLook again. Because it did show up on HauteLook recently, and I held back because if I order one thing on HauteLook, I'm gonna order like 20 things on HauteLook, and I don't need that. And the last thing that I have, other than the mask that I added, obviously, is my Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation. I thought it was lower than that, but oh well. And here is where this is where it was last time. Here's where it's got to this time. As you can see, the progress has been very steady. I think this one's gonna take me about a month to finish, which is fine. So the thing is, I think I'm gonna finish 10 products by the next update because these two are very likely going to be gone. So my quick question to you guys is, should I continue with the last 4 products for the last month that I had allotted for this? Or do you guys just want me to go ahead and go to the next project? These 3 at least would probably not be in the next full project pan. They would probably be bumped into something else. This would not be either, because the next project pan I have in mind is a higher end project pan, and this is from the drugstore. As much as I love it, it's from the drugstore. So if I stuck it out for the rest of the time, this would be finished. Honestly, this would probably be finished too. These 2 would not be finished, but you would get to see the rest of the progress that I go through. So if I stick it out for the next month after I finish those 2 products, you would see another 2 products finished. If you want me to go ahead and go on, you would see a whole new list of products. Like, I would not carry anything over. Those would probably be transferred to finish, I think the next one's gonna be finish 5 by fall, or I might just finish them before then and you'll see them in empties. Who knows? Anyways, a really exciting thing is my Pan That Palette update. My palette finally looks used, guys. It's not just has 1 or 2 holes in it. It looks like a really used palette. I'm so happy. If you keep up with me on Instagram, not that I'm trying to force you to follow me on Instagram or anything, I'm just throwing this out there. I do post updates, usually a couple of days afterward, and the curse of the video update struck again. I filmed an update, and then like 2 days later, I hit pan on all 3 of these shadows that I've been griping about not hitting pan on for the longest time. So let me get you a good solid look. As you can see, I hit pan on white, hit a lot of pan on cream, expanded the pan a little bit on taupe. I don't use light pink right now. Hit a little pan on nude, got a big fat dip going on in champagne. I will probably hit pan on champagne by 2 weeks from now. Gold is completely gone. There was only a little bit left, but I did have to repress it to get to it much easier, and then it was gone. Got a good dip going in light bronze. I don't use pewter. Now let's see, mauve. You can't quite see it, but there is a little bit of a dip going in there. I do use that in my crease, but it's one of my really hard packed shadows, so progress doesn't show very easily. Let's see, this has a bit wider pan, deep purple, and I think this espresso are showing wear, as is black. I complained about my pan being really hard pressed for the most part. My espresso is not. Like, my espresso, and everybody's been complaining about their champagne being really powder flying everywhere. My espresso does that too, and I don't really know why. Am I black? You see where I stick it every day. It's the little part underneath where the line is that I put in there is trying to break out. Like, I've kind of mushed it back in there, and I hope that works for now, but now that the little part underneath is kind of what I'm focusing on, just to get rid of it and hope that the whole thing doesn't explode out. Because if it... Amber F had this problem too, where she like set her palette down. No, wait, it wasn't that. She dipped her brush in it and like half the shadow popped out with it. So most people have been having problems with this palette being really lightly pressed. I haven't had too much of that issue yet, but maybe now that I've hit a lot more pan, they might start breaking apart. I don't know. I do try to be really careful with it. It stays in my little makeup box when I am not using it, and my makeup box stays on the floor in a corner. So nobody can trip over it, nobody can kick it around, nothing like that's going on. And other than when I use it, it doesn't really get messed with. So maybe that's helping prevent too much breaking apart. I don't know. I say as I beat it against my hand. And I have certainly contemplated just being like, oops, and flinging it across the room and letting it shatter everywhere, because I'm getting really sick of some of the looks that I've been trying to come up with in here to use some of these shadows. You know, just hitting that wall that a lot of people who do pan palettes do. I've already decided I'm probably not going to do a pan that palette next year. I think I'm just going to pick certain random shadows instead and focus on them so that I don't have to feel like I'm so stuck, because I've really been feeling that for the past like 2 months. Now that I'm hitting more pan, it's a little bit better, but especially when I only had pan on like gold and a little bit on taupe going on, I was like, what am I doing wrong? I don't know. But anyways, that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye!